Next news. Breaking news from the White House.
Tonight, the real pandemic in Washington is not Ebola, it's not inflation, not even the latest media hoax. It's Trump Derangement Syndrome, and the symptoms are getting impossible to ignore. One reporter, Kara Castronova from Lindell TV, tried to turn that into a joke for Dr. Oz, and his answer lit up the room. Treating stupid is really hard. But here's the thing. What happened after that made the joke look less like comedy and more like a diagnosis. Because while President Trump is releasing health results, passing cognitive tests, and driving the America First agenda, Democrats are melting down in public. And the clips that we're about to show you connect in a way the corporate press does not want you to notice. Now, this matters because the Trump administration is making a very specific argument to the American people right now. The opposition is no longer centered on policy results or even basic seriousness. It's centered on hating Donald Trump so much that reality itself becomes optional. I mean, look at the contrast. Secretary Rubio goes before Congress at a critical moment for American foreign policy with major questions involving Iran, China, terrorism, borders, and global security. And what do the Democrats do? Sleep jokes, shoe jokes, shouting, interruptions, storming out. One member unloads and leaves before Rubio can even answer. Another turns the Foreign Affairs Committee into a cable news insult segment. Rubio's response was simple and devastating. Is this a hearing or a circus? See, that question is bigger than a hearing. It goes to whether the anti-Trump movement has become so obsessive, so emotionally broken, that it can't even function as a governing force. And when that happens, Americans pay the price. Now, before we go further, I want you to pay attention. Because confusion is how broken systems keep control over your money. Because if you or someone in your family is on Medicare, this directly affects your wallet. Medicare is confusing by design. The mailers, the robocalls, the fine print, the commercials, it's all meant to keep you overwhelmed. So you pick a plan and you never look at it again. That's the Medicare confusion industrial complex. And seniors are paying for it without even realizing it. See, Chapter is simple by design. One call, one advisor. They look at your doctors, your prescriptions, your needs, then help you compare plans clearly. Some people could save as much as $1,100 a year, and that's real money. So do not guess, and do not let the system box you in. Call Chapter at 910-728-4109. That's the number you see right there, and get help from someone actually on your side. Now let's get back to the big story, because the same people who thrive on confusion are doing it in politics as well. See, here's the part that really ties it all together. Well, Democrats are still recycling the same tired health attacks against President Trump. Trump is doing the exact opposite of what weak leaders do. He's putting the information out there. He said his physical results were very, very, very good. He said he took a cognitive test and got 100%. Then Dr. Oz held up the report and called the numbers spectacular, pointing to the president's energy and mental sharpness. So why are Democrats still acting like meme-driven denial is a substitute for evidence? That's where these hearing clips become a lot more revealing than they intended. We'll open with Kara's question. The Blaze posting it. Absolutely awesome.
Question.
Thank you.
Very
Do you
quick.
have any medical advice for the Americans out there that are suffering from a very serious ailment called Trump Derangement Syndrome?
I am concerned about folks who have focused their entire life energy on dislike of the president. It's disheartening to see people lost in that way, but you know, treating stupid is really hard, and then it becomes a real problem. And these folks are off. Now, GLP-1s. I mean.
Treating stupid is really hard. Boiling it down to one brutal line. Now Marco Rubio takes the same fight straight into Congress when Ted Lieu starts pushing the media's sleep narrative on President Trump.
sleeping right next to you.
No, he's not.
If Donald Trump cannot stay awake at these important meetings where the cameras are rolling, imagine what he's like when the cameras are not there. So I'm going to ask you, have you been at classified meetings where Donald Trump has fallen asleep or had trouble staying awake?
I've never been at any meeting where, and the things you're showing me now, he was not falling asleep. And
So-
I think
so
it's
you're lying
outrageous that I'm before
again.
the Foreign Affairs
You're lying
Committee of the United States
consistently
House of Representatives
to
asking questions
Congress.
about sleep.
You're
This is
lying
a
to
joke.
Congress, Secretary Rubio. So I'm going to show you another video in a moment.
Respond to that, other than to tell you that it's absurd and ridiculous. And I can't believe we're in a Foreign Affairs Committee meeting in front of the House, an important time in American foreign policy.
Just keep lying,
answering
Secretary Rubio.
questions
Just keep
from
lying.
a so-called, supposedly someone who thinks he's a medical expert when he's not. The truth of the matter is we had a cognitively impaired president in office a few years ago. That's a cognitively impaired president, but I don't like to talk about that because it weakens America. This president we have, this is a guy that literally doesn't sleep. He works day and night, long hours, every single day. I don't know if you haven't seen him in 8 days. I saw him yesterday. I didn't see him today, but yesterday because I was in Congress the day before. I talked to him at all hours of the day and night. He works inhumane hours. Okay, I've been on foreign trips with the president that he doesn't sleep in the whole flight. And everyone else is sleeping on the plane, and he's, wandering the hallways looking for someone to wake up and talk to that people are. So I don't know what you're referring to, but he has an incredible amount of energy. I'm just telling you, you may not like his policies. You may not like his policies, you may not like the decisions he's made, but I assure you, this is not a president that sleeps or is cognitively impaired in any way, shape, or form, and in fact is incredibly active, much more so in many cases than much younger people that are around him. Those are facts. I see it every day. You're not going to agree because you have another narrative that you want to push, but those are the facts.
I just showed you.
Those are the facts. Rubio swatting down the cheap shot. Now, speaking of cognitively impaired, Joe Biden hand Democrats another embarrassing clip when he crashes Jill's book talk with a painfully awkward question. Joe Biden enters the chat at exactly the wrong time. Can't make this up. Joe Biden crashes Jill's book talk, steals the spotlight to ask whom she loves the most in an incredibly cringy moment. Listen to what... And Jill... She freaks out. Listen to her response.
Oh, Joe has a question. Like you couldn't ask it later?
Who do you love most in the whole world?
Whoopi.
Wow. I mean, just watching that. Listen, I mean, just look at him. Look at how just gone. The guy is just gone. That Biden moment is exactly why the left wants to change the subject. Next, President Trump lays out his own physical results, says he aced the cognitive test with a perfect score.
Your health thing, and you're 14 years younger, cardiac health and cognitive health.
Yeah, they said I'm very healthy.
Yeah.
I do physicals because I think I have an obligation to do it. But I just came out with very, very good results. And I took a test, a cognitive test, and I got 100% on it. As the expression goes, I aced it.
Yeah.
And the doctors told me it's very, very few people can ace that. It's actually a tough test. Once you get past the first half of the questions,
Yeah.
those questions get
Is
difficult.
it a memory? What is it that? Have you got a good memory?
I have a great memory. Look, so far so good.
Yeah.
I hope I'm going to keep it that way.
Yeah.
If I don't, you'll be the first to know. You say, this interview, this isn't the same Trump. I think he's lost it.
We saw that all too often with Joe Biden. After Trump says the doctors gave him top marks, Dr. Oz backs it up with the paperwork.
Just
Scans,
examinations.
checks. He's had 4 already. The president's supposed to have 1 a year.
Yeah, so I actually have talked to the president about what he's sent to all of you, and I think it's just a routine, regular exam. You remember I had the president on my show 10 years ago, and he also presented records, and at the time I was stunned at how well he was doing, because so many of these numbers naturally over time will start going in the wrong direction. But if you look at these records, they're spectacular. His cholesterol, his blood pressure, all the numbers are starting in excellent parameters, his ability, and listen, I work with him frequently. Many of you get to see him almost every day. That amount of energy and that amount of mental acuity does not exist in a vacuum. You have to have a vessel to carry it, and the president has a unique ability to just keep going at all hours of the day with remarkable strength. Let's go.
Unlike Sleepy Joe. So Dr. Oz praising Trump's stamina. Marco Rubio back on Capitol Hill dealing with a pure committee chaos. Up next, a Democrat lawmaker yells, storms out, and Rubio fires back in real time because he destroyed her.
Americans in
Why is she leaving? I'm going to answer her questions.
I will.
Oh, she's go. Okay, I got it. Well, thank you for coming.
All right, so we're going to talk about. I just want to.
Unfortunately, Representative's time has expired.
Going.
Representative Salazar is recognized.
Yes.
And giving contracts with no transparency is exactly the reason why you shut down USAID. So practice what you preach. I yield my time.
She gets to scream now, too?
Chairman, can we take down her words?
I'll give you some time. I'll give you some of my time. Let me just.
Okay. But God, what kind of thing is this? What is this? You get asked questions for 5 minutes and you don't get time to answer. It's not a hearing.
I think you said clown
like
show
a dunk
before.
tank. What is this?
I don't have to tell you. I don't.
I've even used their time. How can I answer the question? They don't even give me time. I've had to use their time to answer your questions.
Yes.
All right, whatever.
All right, so I don't need to tell you that in my community, the city that I represent, the city of Miami, you're one of the most illustrious representatives, and that we're very proud of you, not only the Cuban Americans, but the Hispanic Americans in my community.
Why is she leaving? I'm going to answer her questions.
I will.
Oh, she's go. Okay, I got it. Well, thank you for coming.
Wow. All right, so we're going to talk about. I just want to.
Yeah. Thank you for coming. So the hearing was already turning into a clown show. Rubio wasn't about to let it slide. The next clip, he calls out the House's bizarre rules after a lawmaker asks a question and won't even let him answer. The Department of State posting this today.
Distribution. Well, because one of those were in cahoots with Hamas. And we saw an incredible amount of the aid flow into Hamas's hands.
Reclaiming my time, the aid was held up at the border by Israel, and you know it.
You've got to fix your rules here. You can't even answer a question.
You're not following the rules. You're very familiar with how this works.
No, I don't. I never served in the House. This is a weird rule. Will you ask a question and I can't answer?
Would you please add time to the clock?
Nope.
So Rubio exposing how absurd the whole setup is, and now it gets even more ridiculous. Sarah Jacobs starts talking about Trump's shoes, and Rubio asks a question everybody at home is thinking, is this a foreign affairs committee or a circus?
You can't say that the president lost the 2020 election, just like you won't admit President Trump is losing this reckless war of choice, and just like you couldn't admit that the shoes the president bought you were too big. You clearly don't know what winning means, and not because the facts are unclear to you, it's because telling the truth would cost you your job, and the American people are entitled to a Secretary of State who tells them the truth even when the president doesn't want to hear it, and my constituents, our service members, deserve better. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
I don't know what shoes she's talking about. What is she talking about?
I don't know. Representative Burchett, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you'd like to answer any of that.
Yeah, I don't know about the shoes. I mean, he gave me some Florsheim shoes. They're actually pretty good. They fit fine. I don't know what she's talking about. And maybe that's what she's referring to.
Your shoes look very nice today, Mr. Secretary.
Well, how can you see them? They're way down here. We're talking about shoes. Are you guys kidding me? I mean, is this the Foreign Affairs Committee or is this like a circus? What is this?
The people in the background just reacting. It's a circus. It's all a circus. That's what we got today. But what this really means is that Trump Derangement Syndrome is no longer just a punchline on social media. The Trump administration and its allies are turning it into a political explanation for why Democrats keep failing in full public view. They're saying the obsession's gotten so deep that it now blocks normal judgment. And that's why a serious hearing becomes a tantrum. That's why documented medical results get ignored. And that is why President Trump's stamina is attacked while the country still remembers what happened during the final stretch of the former Biden presidency. And then we have Joe Biden walking into Jill's event, grabs the spotlight and reminds everyone of the exact issue Democrats spent years trying to wave away. Evidence versus obsession. That's the contrast that's being drawn, and it's pretty brutal. So the bottom line is quite simple. President Trump is governing. Rubio is fighting for America's interest. Dr. Oz is backing up the facts. And Democrats, too many of them are still trapped in the same emotional loop. If Trump says it, oppose it. If Trump proves it, deny it. If Trump wins, scream louder. That's not leadership. That's not policy. And that is not how a serious nation acts in dangerous times. You see, the America First movement is focused on outcomes, security, strength, and truth. The left is still performing outrage for the cameras and hoping nobody notices how empty it looks. But the country notices, you notice, and that's why these clips are spreading like wildfire. If you think the Trump Derangement Syndrome is now hurting Democrats more than it hurts Trump, share this video, leave your comment below, make sure you subscribe to Next News, and here's my yes or no question for you tonight. Have Democrats become so obsessed with Trump that they can no longer govern like adults? Let's have a conversation, shall we? And let's make sure that you don't miss out. Thousands of patriots have already texted the words raw feed to 844-840-4963. They're bypassing the algorithm. They're getting the notifications that YouTube never sends. Why? Because I'm sending them directly to you. We're cutting out the middleman and we're going direct to the people. So make sure you join the thousands of patriots who are already benefiting from that insider information. And I want you to celebrate America 250 with the Next News Network, because it's coming up quick. Check out the merch shelf below this video. Pick out something you like, and let's celebrate together.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. You know out.